We close the door, I think. That's all.
That's all for you.
Yeah. I'm happy that you all were meditating here and were trying to develop your depth. You all have depth, a very deep personality within yourself. But we have to touch that. That's very important. Because, you see, we sing, have music, that's a very good thing. We enjoy each other's company also is very good. And that's a nice thing. But we have to enjoy our own company also. By meditating, going within yourself. Now, what is the use? One may ask, Mother, now we have got realization, we have a nice life, we are enjoying ourselves, we are doing so well. The deeper you go, the deeper you touch the essences of all the things, like all the elements. When you had finished your meditation, you saw how the rain fell down, how the rain came suddenly. So rain has felt your depth, or you have felt the depth of rain. Now you know that if you light one little candle and put your finger towards it, with my photograph there, it acts, it reacts, and it gives you a flame which burns, sometimes gives you smoke, sometimes it gallops. So you have noticed that there's a reaction even in the fire. So all elements have got an effect if a saint wants to have an effect. But first of all, you must reach your own essences. Once you reach your own essences, then you reach the essences of all the elements. And then you can handle all the elements as you like, or you can order them as you like. First, they will act, expressing that they have been touched. Like today, the rain came, pouring down. Then, later on, you can command, and you can ask the rain to come, to work out many things. Of that kind, we have to be deep people. We have to go much deeper within ourselves to touch our essences. That is, you know very well that all our chakras are made out of these essences. And when we go deep into ourselves, what we find that we can touch the elements very well. While doing so, actually we move horizontally. When we start moving horizontally, at the core of it, we find that there are these essences placed. And these essences then start exciting the essences across. Like in the radio, you have seen there's ether. Now, when you speak on one side of the radio, it gets completely manifested in the essence of the ether. And then everybody can hear it. Now when you people just give a bandhan, sometimes you find that you have communicated with another person. But that's only the essence of the ether, or we can say the subtler of the subtlest. People have only gone onto the subtler side, we can say, by science, but you go to the subtlest side, and that subtlest side gives you all these effects. Now you have seen also that in some of the photographs suddenly you find light coming out of my head, or there's somebody shown us with a light, somebody's from the head the light is coming. You have seen all this. This is done also by the same method, but here the deities like Vishnu Maya works out. She is very active, she works it out, she does all these things. And you know that also, that when they gave me once a beautiful crown in Switzerland, in the sky, they got the photograph of the same, very beautifully done. The crown was there, Fatima's crown, my face, my eyes and everything so clearly. All this is done by Vishnu Maya. So all the essences are working out for you, as well as all the deities are working out for you. They are very anxious that these things should be done, and you are the channels for them to work it out. Now, for example, as I told you the other day, if you don't keep yourself all right, a simple thing I told you to put in the nose some ghee. It's a very simple thing, but that helps me a lot, because that helps my Vishuddhi. But if you don't do it, I suck in any case. Whatever problems you have, I suck in. I suck in the problem of Sahaja Yogis, also the problem of the city where I am, also the problem of the country where I am, maybe of the whole universe. But my horizontal movement is quite large and is very subtle, and I do it quietly. But you must also understand that you can do a lot by your horizontal movement. By horizontal movement, what happens? That you start meditating on a particular subject, which is a very bothersome subject and which is for the destructive of humanity. Anything, you just put your attention to it and meditate. If you are that deep, that means if your caliber has improved to that extent, you will immediately put an effect on that. Immediately you will see there will be a change. There will be something happening in that direction. This is your power, which you have to actually develop. So we have to meditate, and by meditation we develop that strength within us. So automatically we start solving the problem. Like our antennae grow up to that point. The way we are strong inside, they grow outside to help so many things which are to be helped. Now you see that people are realizing that the world is in a great mess, and there are lots of problems that have come through materialism, through wrong thinking, through emotional thinking, through stupidity, we can say. We have no time for all this. What we have to do is to develop ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper, so that on horizontal plane also we are effective. Sahaja Yoga, first of all, is for personal improvement, is for the inner improvement as far as the personal side is concerned. Means your intelligence must improve, your temperament must improve, your heart must clear out, your feelings must be all right, then you should, your health should be all right, then your relationship with others should be all right, your ego should go away, your superego should go away. All these things are there. But this only helps a personality, just a personality that is very limited, that is yourself. But now this personality can become an instrument if you can develop that depth within yourself. But normally what happens, people are very much still worried about themselves, say about their wives, about their children, about their husbands or their household or this and that. These are not important things, because we have to be those instruments which are what you call them like pilotless bombs. We have to develop that depth within us. That depth is possible, and you can really cure many problems of your country if you could just meditate on that. Now for today, I had actually sucked in most of the problems which I felt were there in Canberra and later on in that conference. and later on here. All these problems came into my understanding, I would say, and I was trying to work on them. My working style is different because I have very sharp and very effective instruments. But I have to pay attention to it, and I a little bit suffer also. Doesn't matter. Now for you also, it is important that you also develop those deeper feelings within you, deeper sense within you. But mostly people are very superficial type. They just think about their body, their impressions, how they carry themselves. At the most they think we have to be very legal-minded, or we have to be at the most not drinking, not smoking, and all these things are achieved and we have achieved everything. But I think that is not so. And second point is that we think that if we love each other, if we love mother, that is the end of everything. It's not true also. Because your love for me is there, no doubt, and it should be intense, it should be deeper. But the deeper you go into that love, then you will be surprised how you receive a special quality of correcting the things that are wrong around you. Gradually that quality improves. For example, a Sahaja Yogi goes to anybody's house, that house must become auspicious. But such a Sahaja Yogi must have a good heart. If the heart is not good, in the heart there is still anger, passion, lust, greed, then such a heart won't affect. But a person who has purified himself, if he goes into any family, any household, any society, the whole change will take place. The circumstances will change. Things that do not work out will start working out immediately. Like they said, Mother, as soon as you sent from this Sunday, everything started working out as far as the television is concerned and radio is concerned and all that. I didn't do anything, in a way. But that should happen with you also. Wherever a saint goes, things are changing. But you have to be a saint. And a saintly person has a very deep understanding of another person. And this is what it is lacking. We don't have that deep understanding for each other. Then even if you have for some of your own friends, or maybe in the same ashram that you are staying in, all that, but it should deepen much more. It should go further and further. Now even if you think of me, it works out. It's the other way around also. But first of all, the meditative process should be increased. We all must meditate. That is very important. Meditate sincerely. Not just because we have to meditate, but because we have to be deep, we have to grow within, to express our great powers of divine love, to correct so many things, which you can do very easily. I know you all can do it. There's no need to have big degrees for that, big education for that. Nothing is needed. What is needed is a deep feeling of love for the whole universe. And that changes. All destructive forces change their course, and it is then for the constructive force. But on the whole, that works out much faster if you all do that meditation with sincerity, with intensity, with understanding. All right? May God bless you. It is much more than our music, much more than my lectures or anything. That we have to do. And now the course has to change. I am sure you people will take to the new course. May God bless you for that. Have you got any questions? I see. These chakras are represented outside also in our body. We can say that on our feet, as you know, you know the Nabi. Nabi is the thumb. You'll be seated, I'll tell you. You'll know. Nabi is the thumb. Left and right Nabi. Then second finger from the thumb is the Vishuddhi. The third finger is the Swadhisthana. The fourth finger is the Agya. And the fifth finger is the heart. Now this is our basis. Then in the hands they change. As you know, in the hands you know very well. I need not tell about the hands. Now in your hand, we can say this one here is the Lalita chakra. Also is the part of the Vishuddhi chakra. It works out the Vishuddhi chakra, Lalita chakra. And then this is the Nabhi, and this is the Vishuddhi. Swadhisthana is in between, you can say. Now, heart is here. So, anytime you have this finger paining too much, then you must know there's some trouble with the heart. But heart is not in all these things. But sometimes it could be felt here. Heart chakra can be felt here with a reflection, maybe on this side. So we can do like this, is to say, Vishuddhi, heart, then Nabhi, then Swadhisthana, and then, this is Vishuddhi, this is Swadhisthana, this is heart, and this is Nabhi, and this one is I'm getting but I never use them, so I just don't. Heart, and this is Vishuddhi. Alright? But you can feel it, sometimes even heart here. Because if Swadhisthana is very active, your heart goes off. So you can feel it here. It's a very important thing that we should have that discrimination. Because if I tell you something, maybe you are not at that level of discretion and you may get confused. So this is the Vishuddhi. Now, there is pain here, that means there is problem with your Vishuddhi. Now, sometimes you have a problem, say, on your Vishuddhi. Now you can pull this finger. Just to pull the finger nicely, and you'll be surprised the vibrations coming out of left Vishuddhi. Anyone, you have any problem, you can put them. And that is how all the chakras are placed in the body. In the same way, downward if you move, this is the Nabhi, this is the Swadhisthana, both are Swadhisthana, and this is the heart, and this is the Vishuddhi at the ankle point. This is Vishuddhi at the ankle point. So the main thing to remember are the Vishuddhis, because Vishuddhi, Nabhi and Swadhisthana. These three are important because they go off immediately as soon as, supposing there's a Nabhi patient sitting with you, you'll immediately have a problem on your Nabhi. But these sometimes manifest, not all the time. So they can be confusing. But Swadhisthana especially, like when I got down in Canberra, I just couldn't walk. Both the Swadhisthhanas went like that, you see. I didn't know how to move. It was terrible because both the Swadhisthhanas were caught up for a while, but they were. So it is indicative of those things.
Tell us more about
Hamsa Chakra. Hamsa Chakra is placed here where some of the nerves which are coming from Ida and Pingala cross over and is a part of Vishuddhi Chakra. Plus the connection with Vishuddhi and Agya, as you must have read in the Devi Mahatmya, that Sri Krishna is the father of Christ. So the connection between the two is maintained here. And this is very important, Hamsa Chakra is, that if your Hamsa Chakra is not all right, your discretion is very poor. This chakra get easily dried out. Like if you eat very dried food, you see, say, sometimes you also offer me some dry fruit, and I have to tell you that not to give too dry fruit. You must eat it with some sauce or some liquid thing, because if you eat very dry food, also this becomes very dry. And it's very important, because if this portion becomes dry, you can put some oil or ghee into it to make it alright. But from here starts the drying of the peritoneum, is the lining. If the peritoneum gets dried up, the whole body gets dried up. Could be anywhere in the lung if it is dried up. It can cause you lung cancer. Even peritoneum can be in a cancer state. So one has to be very careful not to take something very dry, all the time dry food and dry things. Moreover, not to put anything to make this lubricant. Some sort of a lubricant should be there, so there is no problem on this chakra. Because first of all, it loses your discretion. You don't understand things. You don't know what to do. You mean it. You mean good, but you don't do. When you achieve something, it's something not so good. The reason is your discretion is poor. For that, this must not be made dry. I have told many a times to put some ghee every day. Get a little bottle of ghee. Keep it with you with a little dropper. You can put it in the hot water, can heat it up every day and take 2 drops in the nose in the night and in the morning time. It doesn't take much. It should be done. It's for your good. That's the only ritual that I think we follow, do we? Have any other ritual? We don't even make a cross. Anything else?
the last 2 years ago when you were here at Burwood, you were saying how we've gone beyond Nirvichara and we're into Servikalpa and we're reaching Nirvikalpa. Could you please tell us a little bit about Servikalpa, please?
First stage is Nirvikalpa, where you become thoughtless in between. Then you become, again come to thought. Again you become thoughtless. That's a very good stage where you start. And you start growing up into that. Now, Savikalpa can be before or after this stage. Like Savikalpa is, Vikalpa means doubt. And Savikalpa means with doubt. So you are still growing with the doubts in your mind. There are people who still grow with doubts in their mind. For example, you see somebody feels hurt in Sahaja Yoga. Somebody is hurt. That I've been hurt in Sahaja Yoga, something, the subconscious is there. Then he still has that feeling within himself, I'm hurt, but still I must do Sahaja Yoga, it is good. Mentally he accepts and goes on with it. So he can get into Nirvikalpa state with that. Or maybe he gets to Nirvikalpa state and then again goes to Savikalpa. That's a flashback. Could be, he can say, all right, I reach the Nirvichara, but from Nirvichara I can go to, you see, my doubts also. After all, I have my doubts about things and this and that is possible. And some people have a hidden anger within themselves or kind of a hidden feelings or hidden things which he is not very aware of. So he has got the vikalpas with him. So with Savikalpa, Samadhi is that. So it can be after or before Nirvichara Samadhi. So I mean you go fall onto it sometime. So you have to go beyond actually Savikalpa. Because Nirvichara Samadhi is not sufficient enough. All the vikalpas, all the doubts must go away. Then you reach the state of Nirvikalpa. Then there is no doubt. There is no problem. There are many among you who are like that, who are not yet aware that they are like that. That's why I am requesting you to develop this new dimension in your creative work.
How can we sustain a deep meditation in our day when we do our daily activities, our jobs and our things like that? When we reach a height in meditation, how can we sustain that during our whole day and not just say at the time of meditation?
How can we say?
How can we sustain that meditation throughout the day? Sustain the meditation that we've had in the morning.
Yeah. You see, you are in meditation in a way. You are half in meditation, halfway not. Now, if you try to develop a state of fitness, then you are in meditation. Just a state of fitness. Whatever you say, just watch it. Just watching is the best way. And then you will be surprised that you will find that you are in another world. These people are in another world. You are seeing them from another world. Then you will have compassion for them. You will have pity for them. You may also not like them. It's all these feelings will come up to you. But you will be a person who will separate it from them.
Sometimes you can feel that you, in yourself, in your centre, you are all right, but you move in circumstances that cause a disharmony in some other part of you.
That is the Savikalpa state. That is, you move, you see, though you are in that state of Nirvichara, still you move to Savikalpa state, where you again get Vikalpa. But you are after all a realized soul. You see, so they have made three clear-cut things, that you can have Savikalpa Samadhi, you can have Nirvichara Samadhi, and you can have pure Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now from even that state, you see, you can get to that. And that's what you have to cut out, is to, when you see such a situation where you get involved, then you said, this is not, and come out of it. It's a practice. A little practice can tell you. Like driving, by practice you master it in the same way. I know something is wrong, I know it is wrong, and I know that they are doing wrong, but I just keep quiet, and then they know what was wrong, what was right. It's better to make others learn by mistakes than to tell them. No one likes to be told. Then they learn themselves by mistakes. Yes, I've done this mistake, that mistakes. I've ruined my life. Now come along. But if you tell them, they can be very reluctant or could be vindictive also.
Could you tell us some more about the conscious mind?
About
the conscious mind.
conscious mind? What do you want to know about conscious? You see, conscious mind is the mind where you are awake and see things. But there is also unconscious mind behind it. And there is a subconscious mind and there is supraconscious mind. And beyond the supraconscious, there is also collective supraconscious. And beyond the subconscious, there is collective subconscious. There is unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is, in a way, we can say, is the Kundalini. Now, when she enters into your conscious mind, you become enlightened. The conscious mind is the mind that is aware of the surroundings, aware of everyone being there, aware of all the things. But an enlightened conscious mind, which is of a high level, is much more conscious of things than you are. For example, I am quite conscious of people who are catching on the heart. I am quite conscious of the people who are not yet there. I am quite conscious of the people who are perfectly there. I am quite conscious of the people who are nowhere near. But it's all right for me because I, with my conscious mind, can raise them up. So it's a different situation with me. But with other people, could be that your conscious mind is all the time, depending on your level of advancement, maybe worried about small things like I have to go home now and it's getting late and will I get a bus or not? Could be like that. Then there could be another conscious mind which is thinking about how far I can meditate, how far I can go with it, all kinds of things. But there could be a conscious mind which is enlightened, if it is enlightened. It's just getting all the essence of what I am saying and developing and nourishing itself. So when you are enlightened, the conscious mind is something like a tree into which the sap is now flowing. It may be that it is just like a leaf, or it may be it is like a flower, or maybe it is like a fruit. So it changes its forms once he gets realization. If a person gets realization, then the conscious mind goes on getting more and more light. Say, for example, when the electricity comes, you can see this room, you can see another room, you can see another room, you can go around and see, and again you visit all the rooms, then you become aware of all the rooms. So you are conscious of all these. But in the beginning, you are just conscious of a room where you are standing, isn't it? So the conscious mind's definition cannot be given after realization. A person like me, say for example, has a conscious mind, that might envelop the whole world. Or a conscious mind of a person who is realized soul is still not anywhere, just started, then is only conscious as to where is right, where is left, where is this. So before the realization, the conscious mind sees things around it. Out of that also there are categories. Some people see, say for artist can see something, and a scientist can see something, another poet will see something. So it depends on the conscious mind how it has got the trend. But still it won't see something that is subtle behind it. And that only is possible after you get your realization. Alright?
Mother, sometimes ego masquerades as guru. How can we tell when that's going on in us?
You see, when ego comes up, I don't know much about it, you see, because I haven't. We can say when ego comes up, then a person becomes arbitrary. First thing is he becomes arbitrary. He start deciding, I'll have this, I'll have that, I like this. You see, this is the one thing. Secondly, it takes out itself from the collective. It becomes very arbitrary. Collective removes itself from it. But the spirit is the other way around. Spirit is, it cares for the collective. It doesn't become arbitrary at all. And it never says, I like, I want. I drops out. See, you can easily see, very easily with your discrimination, that egoistical person is not even liked by the person who has ego. If he sees himself in the mirror, he says, oh God, what's this wretched nonsense, what a temperament it is. It will not like itself. There was a lady who was a very hot-tempered woman. And once she came to my puja and I said, now what is this heater you have brought before me? In India, in the hot season, one heater put before you. I said, oh God, please remove her, she's like a heater. Nobody understood it, you see. But I said, please remove her. So then they asked her, you get down, mother can't bear you. Then she was very angry. What is this? What's wrong with me? What have I done? After some time, you see, people said that we have nothing. Then nobody would talk to her. She was left alone. And then she was also very unhappy about it because she was left alone. She thought, what's this? Is insulting. Why should they leave me? Then after some time, she realized that there must be something wrong with me. I must find out. There's something nonsensical about it, something filthy on me. I should throw it away. Then she started working it out and seeing herself and all that. And she became a very, very sweet person. But she dare not face me. I was quite afraid. So her daughter came to see me one day. I said, how is your mother? She said, mother, she's all right. You ask her to come and see me. So she said, I've never felt such joy as I felt that day when you called me. I said, I knew you have improved so much. She came, I had taken a watch for her. She said, mother, you brought a watch for you? I said, yes, I brought a watch for you. She said, thank God, that filth is gone. Thank God. Fed up of it. That's how when you develop, then that sweetness, the beauty, everything comes up. But you see, the ego is, if you play upon your ego, it adheres to you. You get identified with it. And you cannot get rid of it. But I have seen one case which is such a beautiful case. And I was sitting in my room and I could feel with the child when she came in. And I asked her, where is your mother? She was herself surprised. When she told her mother, she said, I've never had such a joy. Such a joy I had that, oh, mother has recognized me. I said, I always recognized you. So this is what it is.
The Sarastra is represented by a lotus flower.
She
You'll have to speak up.
Okay.
Stand up.
Please.
The Sarastra is represented by the lotus flower.
The Saraswara is represented by the lotus flower.
Yeah.
At the moment, is the lotus flower starting to lose its petals and the fruit develop? So that seeds may be nourished?
The Saraswara is represented by the lotus. And is the lotus at the moment, is the lotus losing its petals and the fruit developing?
See, it is represented as lotus because our brain is like a lotus. Actually, if you cut it horizontally, you can see as if you have cut the petals. And if you cut it vertically, you can see that around the limbic area, it is just like petals of lotus. But when you are enlightened, what happens? They swell up and they open out, and they all have beautiful colors. They look like tongues of flames. It's very beautiful. Now the Sahasrara is open, and the lotus is open, and inside you find the fruit already there, kept, which is the Agya chakra, which is there. You can see it very clearly. Agya is yellow, yellow covered, what should we say, like gold cap is the Agya there. Beautiful Agya is inside. Now the fruit of the lotus is later on we see, and I would say that is called as Bindu state, where you become a Bindu, a dot. It's a little dot, and that dot has to then grow. So it's the second stage starts when you become the fruit of the lotus.
Srimad, could you say something about those higher chakras, about the Sahasrara?
What chakra?
I've heard people talk about the Bindu and the Adu Bindu and the higher chakras above that.
You see, I don't think you should worry too much about these. There's 3 stages higher than Sahasrara. I would suggest just now, let us concentrate on Sahasrara is a better idea. But Bindu, Ardha Bindu and Valaya are the 3 stages in which one has to pass through later on. And you would pass gradually when you develop yourself horizontally. That's what we have started now. So let us keep to this idea that we have to develop ourselves horizontally. We should see how we affect the other person, how we influence the another person. For example, some people, as if they are very egoistical and all that, they may come in contact with you, say, oh, very nice person, charming person, this, that. But actually that person is just very physically maybe attractive, or maybe a little brilliant type of person, but doesn't have anything much in it. But if that person standing next to you changes the mood and temperament of another person, then you can say that this person has a spiritual personality. So let us see how you affect the nature. Flowers. You saw the miracle of the flowers that I performed for you the other day. In the same way, let us see what is the effect of your character on the trees, on your friends, or in the food that you make. Everything changes. It's very beautiful. So we have to see that, how it works out. I have known people who have never known what is poetry is. Suddenly they become poets. Some who were never musicians started singing so well. Like Christine, you know Christine, she never used to sing. She had a horrible voice. And suddenly she started singing like a cuckoo bird. So not only you, but on others, what effect is that? What others feel about you. You see how you are kind, good and sweet to others, not superficially. but your behavior should change another person, transform another person. Your presence should bring auspiciousness.
Shrimataji, when you read the poems of Kabir and the saints, we feel the heart of them in their poetry and the feelings for God. How can we develop that blissful awareness and love for one another?
How can we develop that same heart that poets like Kabir have for you? How can we develop the same heart that these great poets have?
Same heart as what?
Kabir, the poet Kabir.
Why not? See the handicap of Kabir. You have no handicaps. Kabir had no mother to tell him, no mother to love him, to look after him and tell him all these things. He had a guru. If you know Kabir's life, Kabir wanted to become the disciple of Ramananda Swami. But he was a Muslim or low caste or whatever it is. So he could not reach Ramananda Swami. The disciples would not allow him to go near Ramananda Swami. So one day Kabira went and slept on the steps of the river Ganges whole night in the cold, waiting for Ramananda Swami to come, because he used to always pass the same way. And his feet fell on Kabira. And he said, "Oh, my child, what are you doing here?" So Kabira got up and he said, "Sir, you have accepted me as your disciple today." He said, "Yes, I have." And then Ramananda Swami took him and he trained him into something great. You don't have these handicaps. Kabira never had anybody to support him or help him around. Actually, single-handed, he fought the whole world. Horrible people were around him. Even today, those who are in his place, in Patna, or all places where he lived, I was surprised that he described Kundalini as Surati, and they described tobacco as Surati. Such horrible, nonsensical people making fun of everything. There Kabira lived and developed that heart. You don't have all these handicaps at all. You all speak the same language, you live with the same ideas, you have your own mother to tell you everything, so you can develop the same heart as Kabira had.
Mother, when I meditate, sometimes I can see beautiful, like a massive flower coming out of the head, or a beautiful sort of a goldy, almost like a vase. And I've been asking people, and I don't know, they don't know really the answer, and I don't know either, but I have not taken...
No, that's the Kundalini that you see. It's like a telescope, you see, like a goldenish, yellowish, sort of like a heated iron.
It's like a furnace.
Yes, a furnace, like a furnace. That's the Kundalini you see. And that's a good thing to see. But when you see, you are not there. So it's better is not to see that and be, yeah. But what you see is that, is the Kundalini. It's good. I mean, seeing is very good, but go beyond it. You should say, I don't want to see it now, I want to enter into it.
Yes, last night, for instance, I was sleeping with my little girl, and in her bed she asked me to come, and we meditated, and it was enormous. And I suddenly woke up.
In your dream you saw?
I don't know whether it was a dream or whether I was still meditating, but...
In dream if you see is very good, but otherwise in meditation you should not see it. In the dream if you see is very good. It's the Kundalini itself, it's like a furnace, it looks like a silent burning furnace.
Sometimes like fireworks, it's
yes.
Quite beautiful.
But you shouldn't see it anymore.
Right.
Try to avoid.
Srimataji, could you just say something about pure attention, please?
Pure?
Pure attention, how we purify our attention, how we sort of look beyond the human form and the differences between each other. Could you
Pure
just say a little about
attention. You see, your attention gets spoiled. That when you put attention, say I put attention onto this glass, then I start thinking about this glass, that it's a beautiful glass. So now it's a very beautifully done one. Now somehow or other I should manage to steal it. Then attention moves further. How can I manage to steal this? What should I do? What is the best way of stealing it? And all those things. So the attention gaze, you see, into problems and problems. Because I have got for this a greed. I develop a greed. How I developed? Because, you see, supposing I put my attention to it, and then a thought starts from there coming to me, a reaction as such. This gives you a reaction. Then you start seeing a beautiful Ganesha there. Then you say, oh, I have never seen one like this, like that. The thought starts, you see, coming from all this. And that thought comes into my mind and gives me ideas that I should do something like that to steal the glass, all right? Now, the pure attention would be that I just watch this without thinking. Anywhere that your attention goes and you start sort of getting involved into it or getting attached to it, you should try to just watch it without thinking, go into thoughtless awareness. Then you enjoy it the most. Now say for example these carpets are very nice. One thing would be if they belong to me, I would be worried how to insure them, or these people are sitting, that will be spoiled, this, that, all these thoughts will come into mind. Supposing these belong to you, then I'll think how to manage to take them with me somehow. And how to suggest in a very clever way something that I can manage to take them away. Now, that is quite human and one can do that way. But beyond that, all cleverness and cunning, best is to appreciate. How? By just looking at it without any thought. Artist has created it. He has put all his joy into it. I am just enjoying the joy, just looking at it. So, when you start enjoying the joy, your attention will become pure, very pure. Because the enjoyment of it makes you a very sort of dedicated person about it. Because you feel that what is in this world after all is to enjoy. Then if I have to enjoy everything, then why should I worry about getting it to myself or stealing it or doing all these tricks? Better is to enjoy. So the reward of it is so great that attention starts purifying itself.
We tend to sort of react to things before we even know that we've reacted. It seems to be such a fast process that we look and we react in a second. It's just
yes,
like that,
in the beginning it is, because we are coming from that, you see, style to the other style. But once you settle in this style, then you will just react in this manner, that you will just watch. But it otherwise also works out. I'll tell you a story. They had given me about 16 beautiful crowns. Of course, I couldn't wear them for this Krishna Puja in Switzerland. And all the English were bringing them, smuggling them into England. And all these boxes were kept. So when they reached the custom post asked them, what are all these? They said, all right, you can have a look. So they passed on one to them. So the first fellow looked at it, and he passed to another one. Then another one given. Like that, 4 were passed on to them. They were all looking at it. And then they said, now what do you say? Nothing. They closed it and gave it to them. Then they looked back, these boys, what has happened to them, where they were just moving like this. And so many cars passed, but these people never looked at any cars. They were just so they had a bliss casualty. Also this can happen. Bliss casualty. So better to see things which can cause bliss casualty. And once you get into that habit, then you don't take to other useless things. Then you like to see only things which can give you bliss. Your attention changes.
Mother, please, what is the Omkara? I've heard the word.
Omkara is the first sound. When the Shakti departed from Sadashiva, from the God Almighty, his power, his desire departed, it made the first sound. That's the first child, we say, of God. That's Omkara. Ma is the thing. And these are the 3 powers which are represented as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. And also all these are combined together to form Sri Ganesh.
Mother, what is your vision for Sahaja Yoga?
What is the?
Your vision for Sahaja Yoga.
What is your vision for Sahaja Yoga?
This is the one started already. My vision for Sahaja Yoga is that all the good people, righteous people, God-loving people will rise above all that is useless, worldly, and reside in the heavens with all the blessings of God forever and ever. Alright? We can have a music, because without that you won't feel it is complete. I'll sing a song.
Is John smiling here?
Did you hear the tape from Pune children? Wasn't it fine? Very good, isn't it? Yeah. You have to make copies of that and send it over. It's very good music and very good songs.
O Queen of Sahasra, O Queen of Sahasra.
Very sweet.
Shakti of Lord Brahma.
Yeah. So such small girls they are. You see, all of them. They have made, composed, everything done, and sang so clearly. It's really remarkable. Nobody has taught them anything.
Page 18 is a song that Gavin Brown wrote.
Gavin Brown wrote. Beautiful. No, which one?
19. Mataji Nimala Devi.
Page 19.
19.
Mataji
These all seem to be very new songs to me. This is recently being published.
This we did here at the Australasian National Centre, Mother, last year.
I see.
And we took to India with us.
They were presented to all the nations, Srimada, in India. We presented them at Ganparapule.
I see.
To India and all the other Sahaja Yogis.
Because mostly you sang the same songs, you see, so I didn't know that you had made some new songs so beautifully.
These two songs, Mother, were written in England.
Really?
I think this one is Bala's song.
Bala. I think this one, Mother, I Want to See You, is much his song these days. Because he's lost there. All the time he's writing this to me, every letter.
We don't need to sing that today, Mother.
That you need not. Yes. You are all right.
On page 20, Mother. Kundalini, Kundalini, Nimala Mata.
Who was written that one?
From Europe, I think.
Gregor? Europe it is.
Bhagavati Nirmala Bhagavati Nirma Bhakti Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi Nirmala Mata Mataji Kundalini Kundalini Nirmala Mata Mata Jai Nirmala Shakti Bhagavati Nirma Bhakti Yoga
I was saying, you see, my brother is a great tabla player, the one who has come here, the High Court Judge. So you ask him to teach you something. He's a very good tabla player. But now, after he's out of practice, but he'll tell you how to play certain talas, you see. It's better you sit down and learn from him. It's a good idea. He's actually here, so make use of him also. He must be sleeping now. I think he must be resting. But it doesn't matter. When he comes up tomorrow, I'll tell him and he'll teach you. शिकून घ्या बरं का. बालसाहेब आमचे फार हुशार तबला वाजवणारे जुने आहेत. फार चांगले वाजवत असत पण आता काय प्रॅक्टिस नाही त्यांना एवढं.
हे आदिमा हे अंतिमा हे आदिमा हे अंतिमा हे आदिमा हे अंतिमा देवांचिले देतुदिले देवांचिले देतुदिले
bliss casualty. You didn't hear the story of bliss casualty?
No.
That's what it is. They were taking those cows that there were 16 of them smuggling into England, you see. And they reached the custom point. And the custom people asked them, what are you carrying? They said, you can have a look. So they saw one, passed it on to another, then saw another, passed it on. Like 4 of them, they saw each other, looking into each other, you see. They said, what's now? You better go. So they gave the thing back. And they were all in bliss casualty, moving about everywhere. I had so many cars passed out, everything they did in bliss casualty.
चैतन्याच्या संगे आम्ही अमृतात नालो आम्ही माताजींच्या शरणासी आलो आम्ही माताजींच्या शरणासी आलो आम्ही माताजींच्या शरणासी आलो गाडीवरती देवा कधी नाही
Hare
It's a very beautiful song. I hope you understand the meaning of this song. Is it given the meaning there?
As we have come to the feet of Mother, we have been bathed in the nectar of Chaitanya. Such a recognition has never before occurred to the Spirit.
You let him have this so that everybody can hear. It's wonderful.
Such a recognition has never before occurred to the Spirit. And as we come to your feet, the power of Kundalini drenches us completely. Sri Ganesha gives us the knowledge that Mother Nirmala is the Mother of the universe. We experience it as our ignorance disappears. Brahma and Vishnu tell us that they are powerful with the grace of Mother. As we recognize the Adi Guru Dattatreya, we reach the heart chakra. Shiva, his power, Sita, Rama and Hanuman all bedeck the meditation upon our Mother. As we recognize them, we reach Sahasrara. Krishna, Radha, Jesus and Mary tell us that they will guide us if we take the name of Nirmala. O Mother, we have met you as we surrendered to them. We see the flame of the Spirit at your threshold, and the brilliance of Chaitanya is within and without. As you pierce the Sahasrara, Mother, we become our spirit. At the peak of infinity, we hear the resounding of the Spirit, as the Kundalini pushes aside all illusions to enter the infinite. O Mother, we have met you by chance.
Excuse me, Srimataji, the radio interview tonight, we've got it hooked up on the PR system if you wish to listen to it later. The radio interview tonight, we've got it hooked up on the PR system here if you wish to listen to it perhaps later on in the evening.
Tomorrow?
Yes, we could listen to it tomorrow.
So how did it work out?
I think it went well, Stephen.
Yes, it did. Went very well.
Yes.
They asked good questions.
Yeah. Very, very
And two wise men answered. It's true, no doubt. आता कोणचं?
जय 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 आदिशक्ती. मुसावाडी डॅमला 1985 ला 29 डिसेंबरला मी भजन म्हटलं विश्वाचा धर्म.
कोणचं?
विश्वाचा धर्म. मुसावाडी डॅम
सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे का ते गाणं? मग जाऊ दे, लिहून काढा, सगळ्यांना माहीत करा, मग म्हणू आपण. लिहून काढा, ते सगळ्यांना मग एकदा बसून घ्यायचं, मग सगळ्यांनी म्हटलेलं बरं असतं. You read the meaning of this. Is meant for Sahaja Yogis. In the praise